I. Ashes never forget. Emily had burned the house down, or so she thought. The smoldering wreckage had turned to ash, and yet something still clung to her, like soot on skin. Days passed, and the memories didn't fade, they multiplied. She now dreamed in two timelines, the Emily of now and the Emily of then. One awake, one still trapped inside the walls. The survivors. She moved back into her city apartment, trying to pretend it was over. Her friends said she looked pale, distant. She laughed too quickly, blinked too slowly. She started seeing a new therapist, Dr. Karen Ives, specializing in trauma recovery. You're dissociating, Emily, Karen said gently. It's common after extreme stress. Emily nodded, even smiled. But she didn't tell her about the other Emily, the one who still whispered in her dreams, the child version who hadn't left the house. She didn't tell her about the house's voice still echoing in her mind. Open quote, I can grow back. You know that, don't you? Close quote. 3. The returning one night, Emily's phone buzzed. An unknown number, no message. Just a photo. A blackened house, mostly in ruins, but in one window, perfectly intact, stood a figure. A little girl holding a burned, eyeless bear. Emily dropped her phone. She hadn't told anyone about the bear. Not even the police had found it in the ashes. Her blood ran cold. The archive reopens. Desperate for answers, she dug through her belongings and found the burnt remnants of the memory book, the one the archivist had given her. It should have been ashes, but somehow the last page was clean, and a message had formed in blood-red ink. Open quote, memories never die, they just move to new rooms. Close quote. More handwriting appeared. Open quote, she's still there, you only burn the body, not the soul. Close quote. The little girl, her younger self, was still trapped in the memory, still feeding the house, and so was something else, something older. A door opens. One night, while she stared into her apartment mirror, the glass rippled, not shattered, not cracked, rippled like water disturbed. And then a door appeared in its reflection. A black wooden door, engraved with twisting vines and screaming faces. Emily turned, no door behind her, but in the mirror it swung open, and she saw the hallway from Wren House. The wallpaper, the dusty floor, the light flickering, and her, 6-year-old Emily at the end of the hall, staring back. Then she spoke, open quote, you left me here. Close quote, Emily's reflection smiled, and then walked away. The house rebuilds. Days later, news reports flooded in. A mysterious house had reappeared on the outskirts of Ashgrove Lane. Not rebuilt, regrown. Locals swore the lot had been empty. Now Wren House stood exactly as it had before the fire. Emily drove there, trembling the whole way. When she arrived, it was exactly as she remembered it, but cleaner, newer, hungrier. The windows blinked. The porch light flickered on. The front door opened. Open. Quote, welcome home. Close quote. 7. The archivist returns. The archivist was waiting in the foyer. This time his eyes were glassy, almost blind. His hands trembled as he held a fresh memory book. You can't destroy a house that's built from memory, he rasped. You fed it too much, Emily. It knows you too well now. I want her back, she whispered. He handed her the book. Then go get her. The book flipped open by itself, pages turning rapidly until it landed on a sketch. Child Emily, sitting in the room under the stairs, clutching the bear, and behind her, something massive, shadowy, smiling with teeth made of keys. 8. The Descent. Emily passed through the mirror door again. This time, she didn't wake. This time, the dream stuck. The house was alive. Its walls throbbed like muscle. Its chandeliers dripped with candle wax blood. Furniture reassembled when broken. Pictures blinked. She made her way to the small room under the stairs. She found the bear. She found the drawings, but not the girl. Not until she turned and saw the door appear behind her. One she didn't remember. It opened into a basement that didn't exist in the real house. Down she went. Itex, the root cellar. The walls oozed memory. Words ran like water across the stones, whispers from long-dead guests. Open quote, it ate my name. Close quote. Open quote, I forgot my daughter's face. Close quote. Open quote, I gave it my grief and it still wasn't full. Close quote. At the far end of the cellar sat a well. A girl stood at its edge, Emily, age 6. She turned, smiling. I live here now, the girl said. You don't have to, Emily replied, stepping forward. I'm safe here. Nothing hurts when you forget. Emily shook her head, tears rising. You're not safe. You're trapped. Open quote. So are you. Close quote. X, the final choice. The house boomed above them. Dust rained from the ceiling. It knew she was here. It was closing in. "You're the root," the little girl said softly. "You left the pain here. That's why it keeps growing." Emily fell to her knees. The truth hit her like a fist. She hadn't buried trauma. She had planted it, and the house had watered it, fed it, loved it. She looked into the well. Below, faces floated in the blackness, her father, her mother, and others, dozens, hundreds. All of them devoured memories. And now it wanted one more. Hers. Unless she took the bear, tore it open. Inside was a page from the book, the first page. A child's handwriting, open quote. "I don't want to forget anymore." Close quote. The collapse. She read the words aloud. The house screamed. The walls bled. Doors burst open. A wind howled through every crack and nail. The memory loop began to crack. The girl vanished. The well cracked open and the floor buckled. Emily ran. Behind her, the house folded in on itself, rooms merging, furniture shrieking as it twisted. She felt it grabbing at her thoughts, trying to take just one last feeling, one last regret. But she made it out. And this time, the house didn't. After the ash. They found her lying on the forest road the next morning. No house, no ruins, just Emily, clutching a bear with button eyes. "I remember now," she said when asked what happened. She smiled through her tears. All of it. The end. If you liked this story, please subscribe to the channel and like the video.